Hello, it looks as though there is a problem with Zoom tonight. So, understandably, every man and his dog is using Zoom suddenly, unexpectedly. So I'm just going to go ahead with using the traditional mobile phone for tonight. And what we're doing is, just put that to one side there. What we're doing is the maths and art of tangrams. So this morning, if you came on the live, we're now doing a 9 a.m. Hi, John. We're now doing a 9 a.m. Hi, Anne. It's lovely to see you. We're doing a 9 a.m. as well as an 8 p.m. That's London time, so that people in the East, in Australia and Malaysia and Eastern Europe, east of here, can join in. So it's Caroline from Bubbly Maths, and what our mission is to make maths fun for every child on earth. Hi, Auntie Jane. And hi. That's lovely to actually, I like it on the phone because I can see everybody's comments. I can't usually see your comments. Right, so, and then we work in conjunction with AIMSEC. Hello, Stephen. Oh, thank you. So we work in conjunction with an NGO in Africa who provides professional development for teachers in rural areas, and they've created this amazing website. And what Bubbly Maths is doing is creating, slowly but surely, creating videos. Hi, Ina. Creating videos for to go with the activities on their website. And what they're doing is, in addition to having very easy to follow, I must say extremely easy to follow teacher notes with all their many activities which are very easy to use, and their objective is to help children learn maths, not exactly in the formal way. It's the maths they need to know, but it's done in a way where they're coming up with their own learnings rather than it being fed to them. It's do these activities and learn inductively. So that's AIMSEC and the Aiming High website, and one of the activities, well, there's a few of the activities based on tangrams. So we're going to first of all very quickly make a tangram. So if you've ever had a tangram, I've always even struggled just to get the original square back. So when the idea was given to me by Tony to actually make my own tangram, I was really excited because I could really get my head around it then. So there's also, by the way, there'll be links below. I'll put them on afterwards. You can't do that before you do a live. So there'll be links below to various activities on the Aiming High website, and to more formal YouTube videos about how to make a tangram. But right now, I'm just going to, hi Nick, just going to show you. I'm going to use my notes because I am not the most, what's the word? I need my notes, and there's no shame in that. Grown-ups, if you are helping, of course, now that I say I need my notes, I don't have them. Oh, here they are. So I don't have a memory, so I just use my notes. Hi Nick, hi Steve. Right, so what you do, first of all, and this has amazed me. Now, Anne is watching, and I know in class, it's me and Anne and everybody else, we learnt how to make a square. Once you make a square, you just take a normal any sheet of paper that isn't already a square, and you make a triangle. You take one corner and bring it down the opposite edge to make effectively two identical triangles back to back. You can see that flap there, and that flap you fold over. And the way we did it in school was you put it tight, really tight. I'm using my nails, and fold it back over again, and turn it around, and then if you want a really neat line, and you get a ruler. Do you remember rulers like this, Anne? And I had two main competitors for maths in class. One of them was Anne Zorman, who's now watching. She always got good marks. Here we go. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Let me see. There we go. So put the ruler down and press hard and pull it up. Now, because I've also creased it really thoroughly, you could actually do that freehand. But this means that a child can do it without a ruler, without scissors. So, okay, we've got the first fold. And we've already got our first bit of symmetry, we've got our first bit of art. You can just take that right there and you can make lots of these and see what you can make. I can see, what's that? There's a sea creature that looks stingray. It's got a tail. You can make some art with that. And you look at symmetries. We've got a line of symmetry, mirror symmetry on either side. So that's there's the resources that we'll send you links to can help you with all that if you're not sure about that. So the next thing we do is we take one of the vertices that's opposite the central line, and we're going to fold it into, let me get this right. Oh no, sorry, correction. The first thing we're going to do is fold this in half the other way. So we've already folded it in that way and made a nice strong crease there. This time we're going to fold it the other way from the top here, but we're not going to make a strong crease. We're only going to do a little pinch because we don't want the lines all the way across here. So I'm going to fold it over to the other end. So we've got, I'll hold these two together, and we've got the original crease down there. But instead of creasing all across, I'm just going to pinch that point there so that we can see where the centre of our square is. So if you ever need to know where the centre of the square is, that's how you can do it. So now we are going to fold, take one corner, the one without the crease all the way down, we're going to fold it into that centre point, like so. So fold it to that centre point. That's how we know all our folds are nice and accurate. This time I'm going to use scissors. You can just use the folding and cutting but I'm going to use scissors. You can use either one. And if it's not totally accurate, if the younger children can still do it, as they get older, they get more accurate, that's all. So I've got my first piece of my tangram. We can talk about that. Again, we can create art just with triangles. What triangles? And do please remember that you don't have to, the base doesn't have to be horizontal. Any position is great for a triangle. It's still a triangle. And this one happens to be a right angle triangle as well. And it also happens to be an isosceles triangle. Both edges are the same. You can have all these conversations. Now, the remaining piece we are going to fold. We are now going to put that crease along the middle. We've got the one vertical, now we're going to make a horizontal one because it is going to be between one piece and another piece. We are now going to cut down that line, so that crease is going to be useful to us. Now the question is, which shape do we do first? Well, I prefer to cut off the odd shaped piece in the middle first. So I'm going to literally cut the first half off. So So now we have one big isosceles triangle, and we're going to halve that to make two isosceles triangles of half the area of the big one. Half the area each. Whoa. Okay, I haven't cut that very well, but you can do a better job or not. Don't worry. It's really powerful for the children to do this themselves. Oh, and you did really well in maths. In primary school anyway, so did I. Hi Phoebe. Right, so now we have two identical isosceles triangles that are also right angle triangles, and we have a smaller version as well from our first cut. So we can do, and you can, one really nice thing to do is to make a progression, so you can make animals or families, and so you can make several like that, and then cut them in half, and then cut that in half, and then that in half, and that in half. So every time you cut, you just get smaller and smaller. You can just make a whole collage of just isosceles triangles that are all just different sizes, and of course paint them different colours, and make different creatures out of them, make different designs out of them, do symmetry, do patterns, do tiling. There's so much you can do just with triangles of different sizes. Okay, so that's 3 of our shapes, and then the rest are all going to come out of this last piece. So this last piece is a trapezium. So that's its technical name. It's got 2 parallel edges opposite each other. And the first thing we're going to do is get this right, no, that's not it, it's this one. So we're going to fold that down that line. So that edge there is going to fold down to the bottom of that original fold there. So I'm just going to, not the original fold, the second fold. We're going to fold that line carefully down. So we have a shape that you might be familiar with. You might have forgotten its name. It's called a parallelogram. It's because you've got 2 opposite parallel sides and the other 2 opposite parallel edges, and it's also quadrilateral, of course. And I think it's a very attractive shape. I really, really like it. It gives that element of unknown to our tangrams. It's like, where does the parallelogram fit in? Right, so the parallelogram, we've got a smaller triangle. Is that the same size as that first one? You can ask that question. Have we already had a triangle this size? So you can test it out depending on the age of the... we've got a baby triangle, a mummy triangle, and a daddy triangle, or a baby sibling, medium sibling, and an older sibling. Okay, and finally we've got this piece here, and with this we're going to make a square. So to make a square, all we have to do is fold that triangle over. We're effectively bisecting the square. So we now have a triangle and a square. Cut that off. And we have all the pieces of a tangram. So your first task is to put all these back together as a square, the way it started. And your next task is to, I was going to say one of the nice things to do is to take the piece that we cut off in the first place, and you can do other things with that. You can make lots of these smaller triangles. You can make lots of these now that you know how to make them, and make it this fantastic collage. Now, hi Francis, how are you? Thank you for joining. So we've just learned how to make a tangram, and there will be links below. You can rewatch this, or there'll be links below to go. And now this is something you can do with early years. Obviously the grown-ups cut out the tangrams, and then the littlies can just paint them different colours and create different shapes with them. So in there are several resources of things you can do with tangrams, and the first thing we're going to do is make that shape. Well, the first challenge was to remake the square, and I'm not going to show you the pattern, so I'm not going to show you that. But it's make this here. So I am going to make that. Now I have to tell you, I did that earlier just to make sure I could, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. So I'll keep showing you this. Oh, wait a minute, I'm going to fold this over so you can't see. So there we go. I'm going to make that and see if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm using the old-fashioned, using the mobile phone here, because it seems Zoom is just overloaded tonight. which is understandable. It's Easter holiday. Everybody's using Zoom to communicate with their family over the Easter holidays, I'm sure. Right, so we have these two are quite, I thought, well, that's easy. The thing is, this is something that people of any age can do, and I'm quite experienced at visualising, and I still struggled with one part of it. So that seemed to be quite easy to me. Got that, okay. And then I saw, well, that bit there, well, that's got to be the square. Fine. Then there was an interesting question. What size is that triangle? Is it this size or is it this size? Is it the medium one or the small one? Well, I wasn't quite sure. So I decided I would test this one, see what happens. And if it doesn't turn out to be that one, then we can change it. It's no biggie. And so so now we have two smaller triangles left and one bigger one. So it took me a while to work this out, and now I've taken it all apart, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to work it out. Again, now I'm looking in there where you're looking. I'm hoping I can work this out. I think I did it once, so it wasn't easy to do. I'm going to do that, and then, okay, so I've got it. It took me a while to do it, because this doesn't give you a hint about how to make it. Those do, but I'm not going to show you those. And get a tangram book. There's lots of tangram things. We've got a couple of tangram activities on the YouTube. There'll be a link below for that. There'll be a link below for a more formal YouTube on making cutting out the tangram. But the beautiful thing about this is, first of all, it can just, this is Easter time. It's all about painting and arts and crafts. You can use these shapes, these tangram shapes, cut out as many as you like, and just make a collage. And in that collage, make all the animals you can think of. We've got a butterfly here. You can have a butterfly with butterfly head. And just have it all painted, stuck up, painted, or cut, or paste them together and make lots of different creatures using shapes. And it's Easter, you don't have to if you want to. And I do encourage using maths in everyday language. So hi Jawad, and talk about triangles. Talk about, if you can't remember the name, if you don't remember it's an isosceles triangle, look at the properties. Are the edges the same length? Are all three edges the same length? Is this a right angle? If the learner's familiar with a right angle, if you're sure it's a right angle, you can put it down like that. Does that go straight up? Is that horizontal? Is that vertical? You can use language like that. Use that in normal life, and so that it's just part of life. And that way it's not an alien thing when they get to the maths classroom. Right, so you can do lots and lots of lovely art. Like, oh dear, I've taken it apart. So we started late because I had technical difficulties. Zoom decided it had had enough. So I'm going to go on a little bit longer. Feel free to go off and do something that you want to do, but I just wanted to cover a few more bits. We've got, it's the symmetry. This is Islamic art, it's this tiling, and you can do all of that. You can do, with tangrams, you can do what's called tessellation, and just find ways of making patterns that repeat. And there are only certain patterns that repeat again and again and again. Did you know that? There's only certain types of structures of patterns that will make wallpaper that just repeat over and over and over. That's just a little side comment there. Look at symmetries. You've got the symmetries in your body, symmetry on either side of your nose. You've got your line of symmetry there, and I've done some lives during the week where you can cut out dolls, so you'll find that on the YouTube as well. Well, I'm about to upload that one. I've been filming that this week, and then you've got other somewhere here and there are examples of it. You can make other shapes. You can create. I love this one. Oh, hold on, be right back. burnt my chickpeas. Right, everything's open. I'll just stop that silly noise. That's me. Burnt my chickpeas. Brewing my chickpeas. You got it, thank you. This is live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I have burnt my chickpeas. So, hold on, let's just close the door. And we're all going stir crazy here. If you're watching this years hence, this was filmed during the COVID-19 experience. So, right. Oh, yes, here's the one I was looking for. Lots of lovely ideas that you can do. Just get creative. And all you need is those shapes that we've cut out of a square. I'm going to stop there now that you've had the experience of me burning my chickpeas, turning off the... Oh, there it goes again. I'll let Leon take care of it. That's what you've got a 12-year-old in the house for, to sort out fire alarms. Right, okay, I completely lost the plot at that. So I'll be on again every day at 9 a.m, 8 p.m, London time, and also doing different things. And Sunday, I'm going to be doing a show for young children from 3 to 5 preschoolers at 10 a.m, and at 4 p.m, I'll be doing a different show for 5 to 8 year olds in the living room. Oh, there's my laundry, look at that. In the living room, and hopefully, well, it's usually quite successful. I have to say, I've not done the show on a Facebook Live ever, so it'll be a new experience, and I'd appreciate if you come and give me feedback. Let me know what could be better and what worked and what could be improved. Thank you so much. Caroline from Bubbly Maths signing out. The links will be below shortly, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Bye.